Hi, neighbor. Welcome back to Theater and Dance Today. I'm your host, Professor Derek. The Fall Appalachian Dance Ensemble is a popular annual concert that features choreography and performances of talented faculty, student, and guest artists. Today I'm joined by Professor Susan Lutz and student choreographer and artist currently known as Tree to talk to us more about Fade this year. Thanks both of you for coming to the show. Susan, we'll start with you first. How many pieces are in the concert today?
There are 8 pieces. We have 5 that are choreographed by students, 2 that are choreographed by current faculty, and 1 that's choreographed by a guest artist.
And the guest artist is?
The guest artist is Marie Ramalia, and she's a freelance choreographer, dancer, and teacher based in Florida. And she came up for a week, taught classes, and set a piece on our dancers. That's
Excellent.
Really exciting.
So our student dancers are getting a chance to work with a professional outside of
Yes.
Appalachian. Awesome.
Yes.
And about how many students are involved this year? Do you know?
Oh, I would say between 40 to 50 students, dancers and choreographers all together.
And that's not counting backstage and designers and everything else.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, big undertaking. Do you have a piece?
I do. I have choreographed a piece for this year. It's a light-hearted piece that kind of addresses the idea of community, but hopefully it's just fun.
And does it have a style, or is it kind of?
It's kind of a cross between modern and jazz, a little bit of both, and some fusion of it as well. So,
Awesome.
Music by Ricky Lee Jones. It's really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
Okay, over to you, Tree. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First timer. So you're a sophomore and you're a dance major, and you were saying interdisciplinary minor.
Yes.
So have you brought some of that interdisciplinary kind of expertise to your piece?
I have not. I decided to do something a little different and get inspired by the world. So.
We were talking earlier about it, and your piece is about?
It's about women empowerment. I think sometime over this summer, something passed that women would get in trouble if they had abortions. And that strikes something in me, so
I think it would, yeah.
decided to create a piece about just coming together.
So how does that manifest itself in a dance piece? And what have you done creatively to kind of get that message across?
I've created 2 separate groups that have 2 separate ideas, and then ideally they have their own sections to kind of do their own thing, and then ideally at the end they come together as one and support each other.
Cool. And we were also talking about the music you chose, and there's a funny story about how did you find the music for your piece?
So my jazz class that I took for first year seminar, I didn't like it, but he played a song called My Queen is Harriet Tubman, and I just fell in love with the song, and I ended up listening to it on repeat a couple of times, and I was like, I might as well create something to this.
So here's a question for both of you. For folks watching this who don't know what goes into rehearsing and creating a piece, what is sort of the process like from your initial idea to the realized piece that you bring before, say, the designers to light and stuff? What steps do you go through?
Well, I think everybody has their own creative process. Some people do a lot of research and thought ahead of time. Some people have it totally planned out before they go into the studio with their dancers. Some people create with their dancers and collaborate with their dancers during rehearsal. And I think it's kind of runs that gamut. I'm a planner, and I come to rehearsal with movement that I teach my dancers. What's your creative process?
I'm a little bit in between. So sometimes, depending on what my dancers feel comfortable with, I'll have them improv a little bit to see what they can do. And then based on that, we'll build off of it as like fundamentals, and then I'll add choreography on top.
So while you're working, do you tell your dancers what the concept is?
At the beginning,
Yeah, go ahead.
At the beginning, I did tell my dancers, and I told them to dive into the depths of the piece. So I didn't want them to just do the movement. I wanted them to actually take the role and take control of their character. So in order for them to do that, I put some movement on them, and I saw what they were comfortable with, and then I would take some things out if it didn't look like they were comfortable enough with their bodies. But then other times I would just leave it, and then I would build off of things that they would do in improv sessions.
Cool. So, I mean, I'm somebody who loves working with my students on stage, But you're sort of opposite. Now you're working with students, but you're also working with professionals and the faculty. What's that like from a student's perspective?
It's overwhelming, a little scary, but I like the opportunity and I'm up for a challenge.
Yeah. So what are the challenges of working with, from your perspective, working with faculty members?
I guess the challenge would be trying to pick which dancer you want, because faculty gets first dibs.
So did you have to stand toe to toe at auditions and say, I want that one, and you have a faculty member?
I did.
No. Yeah.
I did, but I
Yeah,
lost.
Because I think that's an interesting, it's a learning process, isn't it, of how to negotiate artistically.
Yeah.
So what did you have to, did you stand up for yourself, or?
I tried.
You
but
tried.
I didn't succeed, but I did end up getting some dancers that I really did like, and I'm happy
Excellent.
with my turnout.
And I think part of the learning process is working with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finding ways to, communicate what you want through movement and choreography and not necessarily friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think our student choreographers do very well at that, ultimately.
So stepping back and looking at the whole concert now and as a whole, an average Appalachian student coming in and taking a look at this is going to see what for, say, 90 minutes?
Very, very eclectic dances. They're all really different.
Mm-hmm.
Some are really serious and very modern based. Some are kind of collagey and interesting. Some are different stylistically, like Trees is more African and jazz based. So I venture to say that while you may not like all of the dances, that they're different enough that there will be some that you will like for sure, because they're different enough.
Wow. Well, there you have it then, an evening of eclectic dance, something for everyone. And Fade will be performed in the Valborg Theater November 20th through November 24th. For more information on tickets and showtimes, you can go online, www.theaterdance.appstate.edu, or you can call the Valborg box office at 828-262-4046. For Theater and Dance Today, I'm your host, Professor Derek. I'm going to see you at the theater.